3, 2, 1. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the live stream. Apologize, I've been away for a little bit, but we are back for part 3 of Hellblade in VR, Senua's Sacrifice. And I believe this will be the final, I guess, chapter or part to complete the game, at least in VR. And yeah, we're going to jump right into it. I don't anticipate this to be a very long stream because I don't think there is that much more content to experience to complete the game. So yeah, we'll jump into it. I waited to turn on my mic to get a little bit more battery real estate just in case. According to what I've read online, the mic is supposed to be up to 6 to 7 hours, but I've barely been getting 5. So I need to contact Rode and find out maybe my battery's not up to snuff. I don't know. Anyways, here we go, guys. Okay. So we killed the beast down here, I believe. I think this is...
Mother, I won't let the dark.
I'm just going to check it just to make sure. Yeah, okay. That is where we came from. 1 second. Let me adjust this a little
I
bit.
can feel Hella's gaze, searching for secrets inside of me. Secrets that even I can't see. I'm not here to fight my past. I'm here for Delia. I will fulfill my vow, whatever the cost.
Now I went ahead and I've been doing some testing lately for a video that I just uploaded to YouTube last night on how to extend the Valve Index. I am going ahead and playing at 140 resolution, and if it starts to get, you know, problematic like it did in the lava area, I'll probably drop it to 130.
There is no reason. There has to be.
Right.
Turn back. She must find. She has the sword. Odin's sword. Odin's sword. Strong enough. Is she strong enough? She's strong enough. Are you strong enough? She's strong enough. She can't. You're strong enough. No, she's not. Senua is strong. Yes, she is. She's not strong enough.
Hella has defeated her twice.
She can barely walk. How could she fight?
Hella gave you the rot.
Look at your arm. Look
Ah,
what Hella's done.
there's a ladder there.
This way you can't.
It kind of blended in with the wall. Of course, I am a little bit blind.
You have to fight her.
Be powerful.
The final battle.
Get your soul back. It's the final task. Do you want to let Hella have Dillian's soul? The end is in sight.
Do you want to leave Dillian here with Hella?
Are you strong enough?
She's strong enough.
Of course she can. She must fight. We believe in you, Senua.
She can't.
Yes, she can.
Hella has defeated her twice.
Man, this looks amazing.
Again.
Hella is all powerful.
No one defeats
Senua.
I almost didn't get to stream today, to be quite honest. Past few days or week has been pretty busy. Creating this video that I've recently uploaded has consumed a lot of my time, but I'm glad it's done. Okay, got another rune here. Don't think we have this one.
The Northmen say the world will come to an end. They call this Ragnarok. the destiny of the gods. First, there will be a terrible winter, 3 years long. Then, mankind will turn on itself. Brothers will fight each other to the death, and people will forget what they owe their kindred. Times will be hard. Crimes will be great. It will be an age of axes and swords. The wind will blow through abandoned halls. Wolves will walk where children played. The world will fall into ruin.
Okay, I could be wrong on this, but I think this monologue is a repeat of a previous one, because I remember hearing one of Ragnarok already, very similar to this. I'm wondering if some of these repeat in case you missed some. Not really sure. Honestly, don't know if I'm supposed to go up or another way, but we'll go up. Check it out. Whoa. Don't want to hit the wall too closely. Don't want to break that immersion. Ah. A little bit too confined. Okay, the collision on the wall isn't very good. I'm having flashbacks of Hellraiser. Except the chains are much bigger and the hooks are bigger. Some Clyde Barker shit. So most of the weekend I'm going to be pretty busy. I won't be streaming or doing any gaming. I'm going to have to tear out my systems and run my new DisplayPort cable that I was able to get to work for my HMD through the wall. And I ordered a pulley system so I can hang my HMD cable from the ceiling to give it a little bit more immersion, very similar to wireless. It's not exactly like wireless, but from all the reviews I've seen, it's pretty damn close. Okay, I need to... Alright, we activated that bridge. Now, I don't know... I probably have to go to a different side to activate the other. Yeah, can't do it from here. But I'm gonna wait to install the pulley system because I need to reset up my camera. Oh, okay. Some goons.
It's nearly over. Behind you.
Whoa. I remember the first time when I beat the game on normal desktop mode, this being a little difficult because you don't have much room to work with because of the confines of the room. And VR is a little bit more challenging on that, especially with the possibility of wall collision. You don't want to break that. Damn it, didn't block in time. Parry. Hope nobody's behind me. I wouldn't be surprised if there was. So after doing some benchmarking and testing, I found that anything above 140 resolution starts to hit that plateau. And I guess what I mean by that is, let me use frame rate as an analogy. Everybody's going to be different, of course. So I'm only speaking from what my eyes are able to discern. So when I'm playing a high FPS game, you know, something that's like a first-person shooter, generally speaking, the max FPS that I find beneficial to me is 120 to 144. I don't really see a big difference between 120 to 144. It's not that noticeable, so I'd be totally content at 120, especially considering I'm not a competitive multiplayer gamer anymore. And obviously, the higher I go in frame rate, the more of a plateau and diminishing return I'm going to experience. Now, everybody's going to be different, of course, but that's just what my eyes are able to discern. Now, using that as a bit of a comparison or an analogy, I found that going into the resolution scale and adjusting it from 140 to, say, 150, 160, 170, I just didn't really notice enough difference to warrant going above 140, which is good because the resolution plays a huge factor on performance. Hey, Junaid, welcome back. My chat's a little shifted off, but that's okay. Can make it work.
She can do it.
I probably should have checked that a little bit, but it should work.
Few have come this far.
She can finally.
So basically going above 140 just isn't really worth it. But I will say going below 140, 130 will work, but I do start to notice a degradation in the resolution. And then obviously going lower just obviously starts to get worse and worse, where it just doesn't look as elegant. So obviously if you can compromise to get, you know, I'd say roughly 140 in Hellblade, that, and again, depending on what you're able to discern for your own eyes, I think that will probably be one of the best places to start.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before.
She can't fix it.
She's done it before.
Let me check because I actually have. It's really good right now. I actually turned off my overlay. I don't really want to run the overlay while I'm actually playing. But it's been doing pretty good. The reprojection ratio is 0.5%, only 17 drop frames, and I'm at 19.5%. So pretty damn good. But that one area that I benchmarked, if you saw any of the videos I uploaded, that area is very rough. It can do 140, but there's some degradation in performance. That area would probably be best served to lowering it to 130. I did have a response that I need to respond to on my video where an individual was saying that the super sampling doesn't affect the performance bandwidth. And based on my research and testing, I don't believe that is true. But I'm going to see if I can have a discussion with him and, find out why he believes that and see if he can cite his source on where he got his information. Because, let's see.
It's broken. She has to fix it.
It's too dangerous.
She's done it before. You have to fight on.
Be powerful.
The final battle.
Get his soul back. It's the final task.
Yes, it is. This isn't just a broken bridge, is it? Mother, you showed me how to see further. To see the hidden wonders in our world and explore new paths into the unknown. To lead so that others may follow, or to warn so that they may avoid.
Boy!
Damn it, I forgot to set my timer.
And our duty. I'm not
One
going to
second.
look away in fear anymore.
Had to peek through my nose. You'll be surprised a lot of people don't play VR that much because of the lack of games. Yes, I even mentioned that in the video. If you watch the video I uploaded, that is one of the things I mentioned. But I do believe that is changing. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more games specifically from Oculus. In fact, tomorrow Oculus is doing a demo at Best Buy, and if I can squeeze the time in, I'm going to go over there and check it out. Because I've been interested in the Oculus Quest. It's a wireless, cheaper headset. The only problem with it is I could live stream it. There is a way to live stream. The problem with it is there's no way to view chat while I'm in game playing. And I'm hoping that they can add some sort of app that would allow people like myself that do stream to be able to do that. Because some of the games on the Quest, you can actually connect it with the Quick Connect to a PC, and that would basically your PC would drive the horsepower of the gameplay.
The Northmen say the gods will fight their last battle at Ragnarok. Their watchmen will blow the horn that can be heard through the whole world, and Odin will speak with the severed head of Mimir, which gives him good counsel. The land of the giants will thunder with the sound of their army on the move. The gods will assemble. The dwarves will leave their stones. The frost giants will come from the east.
Yeah, I've already heard this. This is repeat monologue.
Eagles will scream and tear at the corpses with their yellow beaks. The ship of the dead will set sail.
Now, the only reason there is a program called Revive that will allow you to play Oculus games on the Index. And Oculus, which is obviously owned and promoted by Facebook, right now they're kind of the leading company for VR games, and they're pouring all kinds of money into the tech and the development R&D for games for VR. And Asgard's Wrath being one of the biggest releases, and I'll be getting that pretty soon and using Revive to play it on my Index. I gotta line up just right to get this thing to... thing is being a little finicky. I think I'm in the right spot. Maybe I'm doing the wrong one. The only problem with using Revive is not all games are supported through it, and it's not perfect. There's still like a few issues with it. Basically, it's kind of like an emulator. You're emulating a game from you have to look at these different VR headsets, like going from Quest, Vive, Valve. Valve is probably the most open. You have to look at them kind of like different consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. And that is one of the biggest problems of VR, because when you're divided like that and you're not sharing the content and the software, I feel it. I was almost about to give it to me. It almost kind of holds back.
She can do it.
There it is. Got it. Okay. It kind of holds back the overall community that is involved and wants VR. And sorry to say, you only have two choices. You either don't participate in this pretty much big crowdfunding campaign for VR, or you do participate and you buy all the different headsets or several different headsets just so you can play those titles. And sorry to say, like we've already discussed, the titles, most of them are tech demos, and you're only getting like a few. Now, Asgard's Wrath being one of the first fully fleshed out games for VR, not the only, but one of the first fully fleshed out games, really is a step forward. And I can say if we get like, a few more of those with the Oculus, which I believe we will, and of course if we can get Revive to port it, that's just going to help more, because I have no issues buying the game, but I don't want to buy new hardware just to play that game. And it's not even just about the money. It's about the inferior hardware you're using. It's kind of like I said, it's like console and PC. Like if I could buy God of War or Horizon Zero Dawn, those games, to be able to play on PC, I would love to do that. I don't want to have to play it on a PlayStation with inferior hardware. But unfortunately, we are shackled by these corporations in order to be able to do so. And VR is sadly very, very similar, because it's holding VR back. And VR is already, struggling to, get to the consumer market. Okay, I know I need to unlock this one, but I guess we go up. Yeah, because we didn't go up yet. I'm going to have to totally overhaul my studio for VR. But I wanted to finish Hellblade before I start doing that. Because once I start doing that, it's going to take some time. Like I said, I ordered a pulley system. That'll be here today. And wait a minute. I know we came up here, but I thought there was another... Crap. And then, like I said, I have to pull out my system so I can run my new cables. And then I've got to make a new green screen, which that's gonna suck, because I'm making my own instead of buying one. The ones that they sell, I couldn't find one that would work for my studio, and very much like the old saying goes, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. See if I can go another way. Maybe this can be unlocked from another... Ah. There it is. Cool. So yeah, I went to Walmart today to price the material and find out how long it was going to take to order it, to receive it, to build my new green screen. It's pretty cheap. It doesn't cost very much. I can probably build the whole screen to cover both my walls, because I have two big walls I need to cover, for about $40. So it's not too bad. The problem is I got to take it to a tailor to have him sew it, and then I got to reset up my lights and move the camera. It's going to be a lot of work.
The Northmen say that at Ragnarok, the gods will face a ship full of their foes, which Loki has steered to Asgard. It carries the fire giants, the wolf that will eat the sun, and all kinds of dark creatures.
I think this is locked.
Surt will join them with his sword of fire. The cliffs will crash. Trolls will walk the land. Men will tread the road to hell, and the heavens will split open.
So most of the weekend I'll be working on doing some rewiring and all that bullshit. I'm not looking forward to it because, quite frankly, I'm sick of it. But this should be the last time I have to do it, because everything else works. It's just have to finalize my VR setup. Like I said, VR's been a real pain in the ass to get working. But once you're in it and playing like this, it really is amazing. We just need more titles. We've got to get more titles for it. gonna hit the wall again. I love this part of Jumanji. Adam Jones, when he starts playing this part. I think we were already in here, right? Weren't we? Oh. Okay, this guy can be parried. I learned how to parry him when I was doing my benchmarks. Got really good. But I will say that the first one you run into, when you yeah, the first one you went into, he for some reason is not parryable, because I tried to do it and he just can't be parried. Oh, there's two of these? Fuck this dude. I will say it is really difficult to parry him when you use the focus, because everything slows down. It feels very much like fighting the headless enemies in Sekiro, because the headless are so slow that timing is really difficult to get down. Okay, there's nobody behind me? Okay. Now I'm gonna save my focus. Shut up. Quit telling me what to do. Ah, he tried to shield bash me, and I was able to parry his shield bash. I didn't know you could do that. Oh, nobody's behind me. Oh, another thing is I was able to knock off one of the enemies on the bridge, and I'd never done that before. It was really cool. I mean, I didn't get it on stream, but I did it when I was trying to get to the area that I wanted to benchmark, because I had to pretty much replay the game to get to that point. I'm tempted to maybe replay this again, maybe not right away, on the hardest difficulty, see what it's like, see if the combat gets any more challenging. All right, we've unlocked the bridge. I think it would have been cool if we could have like climbed these chains. That'd have been kind of cool. It looks like there might be a rune up there, unless that's one I already got and I don't realize where I'm at. Okay, we can go up. Let's go see about that rune. Since the game does save the runes that you've already collected, what I may do is, and depending on how long it takes me to complete the game today, what I may do is go back and grab that last rune just below the 3 o'clock, so I can get the achievement.
The Northmen say that each god will do battle at Ragnarok. Odin will fight the monstrous wolf and be killed.
Okay, we have those two still to find.
Plunge his sword into the
Trying
heart
to
of
make
it.
sure.
Freyr will face Surt, but he had given his sword away for love, and without it, he cannot defend himself against the flames. Thor will smite the Midgard serpent to no avail. The sun will grow black, the earth will sink into the sea, the stars
came
will
from.
disappear, fire and water will meet, steam will shoot up, flames will play against the sky, the heavens and earth and all the world will be burned, all the gods will be dead, and the warriors of Valhalla and the people
Valhalla! Fucking Rota. Valkyrie.
Prepare yourself for Ragnarok.
Damn, that fucking Valkyrie gave me so much grief. So, even though Hellblade can be played in VR, it's not really a true VR game. You don't get the option of using like the VR controllers and using them like, you know, for actual combat. Most of the other VR games will allow you to do that. And the pulley system that I have ordered will allow me to basically hang the cable from the ceiling. The pulleys keep the tension on the cable and allow you to basically walk around in space. What that'll allow me to do is, instead of constantly having to turn my camera like this, I'll be able to walk around and turn not only my head but my body and neck, which will help with performance and the immersion of the gameplay. So Hellblade was probably a good place to start. It allowed me to see the limitations of just how far the hardware can be pushed, and it also kind of gave me an idea of the potential of and the reason why you'd want to play VR standing up, or even in a chair that maybe doesn't have armrests, so you can, you know, use your whole body, you know, use more of your body because you get more immersed into it. Let me check this rune. I already got this one, but I just want to see which one this is. Okay, so I have two more that I can get. One that looks like an S and the other one that looks okay. So I definitely want to try to get those. Shit. That's the same place for that. I think we're... Also, being able to stand will reduce the potential of motion sickness. I've been very fortunate that motion sickness hasn't been an issue for me, not even in the slightest. But you know, it can get a little disorienting when trying to pan the camera around like this. If you're doing it real quick and you're making quick movements, it just gets a little weird. But not nauseating, at least not for me. I'm just lucky in that aspect, but there are a lot of people who do, who do experience that, and it's very unfortunate. I knocked him off! Yes! See if I can knock this fucker off. That's so fucking cool. I wanted to watch him fall. Fuck, he got me that time. Yeah, I am defending.
She knows what to do. Remember the
Got that fucking parry off. Fuck, I missed that one. Fuck. I don't think I could have knocked him off. I think he's a little bit too big. That would have been fucking dope if I could have. Oh, this fucker. I hate this motherfucker. Fucking asshole.
It's building.
Fuck. Piss off. Damn it. I'm gonna have to reposition. Alright. Oh shit, there's another one. Fuck, there's another. Fuck, they're surrounding me. Alright, let's do this. No, not over there. There we go. Fucking switch targets to the wrong target. Shit. Damn it, there's another one behind me.
You're close.
Alright, let's do this. Come on, motherfucker. Shit. There we go. Damn it.
He's down.
Whoa, another one. Motherfucker. Piss off.
Ignore the pain.
Hell yeah. Dealt with those fools. Fucking step off.
The path to Hela. I can sense her. Where is she going?
Damn, that fucking looks so cool.
She's getting closer to Hela. She's going to die. I'm scared. Wait,
I don't think I can get in this room yet.
what happens to me when she dies? We die too. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Stop to die. Stop saying if she's
Oh, cool. Oh.
What happens when she dies? What happens to us?
I don't remember this at all.
We die too. Do we die too? We die too. I don't want to.
We'll all die someday.
I don't want to die.
And when everyone's gone, even the gods will die.
I don't want to die. We don't want to die. I don't want to die. Senua, stop. Turn back. Stop. Stop her. Why is she thinking I'm going? Stop. Senua, stop. What happens to us? Stop her. Why won't she stop? To die, she won't stop. 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 I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
God damn, this game is so fucking gorgeous in VR.
I didn't ask you to be a part of me. If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone. Stop.
Oh shit, that looks fucking cool.
I don't want to die. Please.
Did I go through it?
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Please stop.
You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them.
They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Your soul and let go of the Senua revolt. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
Oh wow.
It's not like the old stories, is it? The noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within.
No, I'm playing at 120 hertz. Actually, I can show you real quick. 144 is just too much. Oh, there it is. So yeah, I'm doing 120. I got the VR SS at 100%. That's for the global, and then the custom is also at 100. but I have the resolution in game running at 140, and then I've adjusted some of the settings, variation of medium and high. I can say that view distance is best left at medium. And it sucks because of the pop-in, but it is what it is. And post-processing, that's a real tough one there too. But the game runs pretty good, except for the lava area. That was the most intense area so far. And by the way, welcome to the stream. I don't know how much of the game I have left. Yeah, no problem, man. This game is gorgeous. It is so amazing. Ah, the runes. Showing me the one I missed. Oh, shit. I didn't get the other two. Fuck, I still have 3 to get. Second chat.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
This is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. You understand, Senua?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods. She defied you. And so you killed her.
You didn't pray to the gods. You prayed to your mother. Your mother, who was too weak to fight the darkness and abandoned you.
You tortured her. You killed her. You are the darkness.
Hey bro, so as I went to eat back now, I'll let you know there's some free games on Epic Store, Lays of Fear, And Quebec 2. That dude's voice is deep like Kratos. Yeah, like Christopher Judge, I think that's his name. Fucking bad with names. Yeah, I believe it's Christopher Judge. It looks like I screwed myself on those last 2 runes. I probably should have looked around a little bit more. But I could easily see myself playing this game again, especially in VR. It is quite beautiful, to say the least. All right, here we go.
Rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is inside you and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me!
From Lord of the Rings, yeah. Shit.
What's that?
Some Jorge Masvidal for your ass. Some super necessary shit. Assholes in front and behind. God damn it.
Careful.
This asshole's back.
Behind you.
Yep, I knew there was some asshole behind me too. Shit. Bad positioning.
Behind you.
Fucker. God damn it. Fucking parried his ass.
through your darkness. You're a liar and a murderer. And if you really are Hela, then I have a sword here that can kill a god.
Wow. Oh, okay. I thought I had to focus it in.
Run forward, moving backwards to wallow in your miserable past. You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place.
Man, this is badass.
Tried to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie. The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Norsemen. You saw it yourself.
You told everyone I was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillion's soul if the darkness is alive? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillion,
I think I'll...
I know you're here. Hold on. I'll find you.
Is this the fire god? Alright, well, at least he can be parried. I missed that one. Whoa! What the fuck? He morphs. Shit. I didn't know this motherfucker morphed. Damn it. He's a little more challenging to parry. There we go. Fuck. Just like spun around and knocked me down. Oh, fuck yeah. That move couldn't be parried in the first version. I got your timing, motherfucker.
Behind you.
Alright, it morphed again. Oh shit, there's two of them? Fuck. Whoa. Damn. That was bad timing. God damn it. Shit. I'm gonna try to get rid of this guy first. And he morphed again. Alright, here we go. Fuck! I was standing off to the side. How the fuck did he knock me down? I don't imagine his claws can be fucking parried. parry off. Shit. Fuck. What? What the fuck? The fuck off.
Be careful.
Man, these two fucking keep comboing me. Oh, this motherfucker again. God damn it. That's some nasty breath. Eat that, motherfucker.
Damien! Where is he? You're trying to trick me again with your lies. I know he's here. You took him from me. You have him.
Now, while I'm not really one to care for graphics after the point of good enough, the fact that this is an indie game is still kind of unreal to me.
What?
Hey, Drago, how's it going, man? Welcome back.
You haven't
Yeah, Ninja Theory did
Come on.
an amazing job at this game. I got it at launch and played the desktop version, and I haven't played it since. And playing it in VR, dude, it is a very different experience than desktop. It's really fucking cool, man. Ah, she keeps crawling back.
Watch out.
The motherfucker's behind me, too.
You betrayed your own father. You betrayed the gods in search of Billion, in search of love. Look where that's got you.
Still third. Yeah, it is.
Let go of root.
Yeah, basically what you're seeing in the stream is pretty much what I'm saying. Well, close. There's actually an app
Darkness hurt anyone.
where you can watch streams in VR, so you can kind of see the person's point of view clearer than what you would like normal desktop. Frame rate's getting a little bit ridiculous because of all the enemies. Fuck, couldn't dodge. There we go. Got that parry off. Let's go fucking ham right here. Shit. Yeah.
Watch out.
God damn it. Can't get off that fucking wall. Fuck, I was like stuck on the goddamn wall. What the fuck? Shit.
Let go of Dillion. Let go of your battle. Stop. You're killing yourself. Let go, Senua. Let go of your battle. You're going to die.
There's so many enemies, the lock-on is just completely unreliable.
You've done enough. You're going to die.
Shit. I can't change fucking targets with all these fucking enemies. It's really hard to like hurt them and get them in position.
Let go, Senua. Let go. You're killing yourself.
What? What the fuck was that? He charges and then turns around and charges again? I just got fucked up. The final battle.
And you never took him from me, did you? And I can't save Dorian. Is that what you want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release it. I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. No power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea. Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Boy!
Oh no. Oh. It's the rot. The darkness is back. The darkness is Wait. What is it? It feels... It's different. It feels... It's okay. Is it okay?
This is where my story once began.
It's different.
And so it has to end here.
It's changed.
Because I cannot see further than this. Follow us. We have another story to tell. My friend, go with her. This now will be your story to witness. Goodbye.
I know it's hard to tell how mixed up you feel. Hoping what you need is behind every door. Each time you get hurt,
Let me catch chat.
'cause everyone has
Oh, hold on a second. Should still play.
feeling sometimes wishing you were
Gotta dry my eyes. That shit is emotional as fuck. 1 second.
This feeling is not sadness, this feeling is not joy.
Okay, sorry, I gotta catch up on chat.
Please
she's dead.
I'm begging you please,
Yeah, I mean, because the way I had my chat set up, I have to have that audio alert. But I've seen, I've already experienced the ending before. And, I won't lie, the first time I cried a lot. Like, it was, very, dramatic and emotional. Obviously, you just saw. But I was a little concerned at the ending how it was going to affect me experiencing it a second time. Well, I guess a third time because I did play it twice. Because in VR, I don't want to get like like tears inside my HMD. But I'm a little more collected this time than the first time I did it. Yeah. The ending is very well done. Very well done.
I want you to stay. I'm begging you, please. Please don't leave.
I still have 3 runes that I missed. So hopefully I'll get a chance to make the time to play it again. I will say that if I play it again, it'll definitely be in VR. It is quite different than the desktop experience. It's a lot more immersive than the desktop experience. I really like the psychological metaphors that they used in the game, and if you're able to pick up on it, there's a lot of, I guess, life lessons that can, how should I say, that probably should be considered if you've ever been in a situation not too dissimilar from Senua's. But well done, Team Ninja. Well done indeed. Well, thank you. I wasn't a part of the team, but I definitely was a player. I got to meet some of the development team, and they actually gave me the key, so I never even had to buy the game. But I did buy it for a friend, since I never bought it for myself, and gifted it to them so they could play it. I mean, the game is, it's not like obviously the most technical when it comes to like the combat and things like that, but the combat isn't bad. The only issues that I had with the combat is when you engage in combat, you automatically lock on to a target. And if you're not holding back, like on the thumbstick, your character, Senua, runs to whatever target you're locked on automatically. And switching targets is difficult because you're automatically locked on. You can't unlock, reposition, and then lock onto the target you want. That's what made it difficult in one of the final scenes, one of the final scenes, and even some of the other combat scenes where you have, if you've only got 3 enemies, it's manageable. Once you start pushing past 3, and if they're grouped together, it's very difficult to control the locking mechanism. And it took me a while. I didn't notice this the first time I played it. I didn't actually notice it till I started playing it in VR. I guess I'm going to set this down now. I didn't start noticing it until in VR that when you do switch targets, the highlights of the injuries that you've put on your target, like the slashes and whatnot, they highlight. So you kind of know, oh, okay, this is the new target. But if the target doesn't have any, slashes or anything, it's not impossible, but it's real difficult to tell that you're locked onto them. So that was kind of one of the issues that I was having. And I mean, like at that last scene, like I was having a really hard time, like trying to change targets. And then also I got kind of stuck. Like I couldn't dodge one way or the other when I was up against the wall. It's almost like, like being in the octagon. Stay off the cage. Yeah, the combat is just fine. It's not particularly good or bad, but it gets. Yes, I agree. That's about the way to put it. It's not good or bad, but it does get the job done. And for the type of game that it is, I'd be interested in playing it on like hard or ultra hard or whatever the most maximum difficulty is, because let me see. I might try to grab that other rune. Yeah, I got plenty of time, so I might go ahead and start another playthrough and try to go and grab that first rune, and then that means I only need 2 more eventually, and I'll get because the first rune is towards the beginning of the game. I know where it is. I just forgot to pick it up. It keeps you engaged, which is all it really needs in this game. Yeah, I agree. So I'm just take a minute, let my eyes readjust, then I'll probably jump back in and play a little bit longer and go grab that first rune. But those last 2 runes, I didn't know that when I went into that, I guess the last doors, I probably should have not gone in there. I know now that if I do another full playthrough, don't go through those doors until I find those other 2 runes. So I probably need to investigate that area a little bit more. I'm sure they're in there. But the one that was just below the 3 o'clock, I know exactly where that one's at. So like I said, I'll wait a couple more minutes. I'll jump in and I'll go grab that one. The beginning scene, I've played so many times. I wish there was a way to skip it because it is a little long. But the first time it's appropriate. So my plans, I guess I'll talk about my plans going forward before I jump back in. So after today, I probably won't be streaming for a few days. Hopefully I can start streaming again next week, because now I got to tear out my systems again, run my new VR cable through the wall, and start mounting my... I'll be right back. Let me see if no, it's not here yet. Okay. I was checking to see if my pulley system arrived, because I ordered a pulley system for the cable to run on the ceiling, so that way I don't have it dangling. Because right now, the way I have you can't really see it because I have a green screen like on the cable here. Put like a little, green cover for it. And I put like a hook so that way it doesn't catch on my chair. And it works. But the problem with it is the weight. It adds more weight. And with the pulley system, it takes all the weight off. It's almost like playing wirelessly. Almost. Obviously it's not wireless, but at least you don't have the degradation of the performance, and you don't have to worry about battery and anything like that. And to my surprise, the pulley system works really well. I've watched a lot of reviews, because I was kind of like, when I first saw it, I was like, nah, this is too much bullshit. This is just I wasn't sold on it. But I watched a few more videos. I watched people, because a lot of the videos I was watching were people that there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. And some of the earlier videos I watched, I don't want to say that they were wrong, but they didn't exactly, it was kind of a half-assed way to do it. So I watched a couple good videos, a couple of guys that did a very professional job of their setup. So I'm going to do my best to try to mimic that to get a really good pulley system setup. And that will allow me to freely walk around in my studio, because right now I'm sitting down. And for certain games, it's cool, sitting down, but it's a lot more immersive being able to play standing up, because you're not using the thumbstick to pan around. You're using your body and your neck. Like you're more engaged with the game. So one of the next games I want to play is Asgard's Wrath with Revive. It's an Oculus game. But that might not be the next game I play. It depends on how long it takes me to get the pulley system set up, and I have to set up a new green screen, because the one I have, while that works great, is too small. I have to, because I only have one wall green screened. I need to green screen this other wall over here, which obviously you guys can't see. to allow more movement. So that's going to be a lot of work going forward to do that. So depending on my time and what I'm able to do between now and then, I'll either start Talos Principle, which I can play that sitting down if I want. It's not a real bit, overly engaging game where you're having a lot of movement. Really cool game. It's mostly a puzzle game. I don't imagine too many would be, I don't want to be presumptuous, but too interested in it. It is cool though. I like puzzles in games and things like that. I like a lot of different variety of games, but it's pretty cool. And that'll kind of bridge the gap until I can get everything set up to do Asgard's Wrath. And then on November 8th, I'll be hopefully getting into Death Stranding. And then after Death Stranding, Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 3 is next after Death Stranding. The concern I have with Death Stranding is how long it's going to take to complete, because I'm going to start it November 8th, provided I don't have any problems between now and then, which hopefully I'll be good. And but that game's pretty long. Just realized I wrote Team Ninja. I would like to formally apologize to Ninja Theory. I did not mean to confuse the two of you. Okay. I'll be honest, I'm not really sure exactly what you mean by that, but okay. But I'm a little scatterbrained too. I have this problem, and I've talked to my shrink about it quite a bit, where for those of you who watch my stream, you kind of know how I am. It even affects me with chat sometimes. I constantly have all these different thoughts going in my head all the time, and it's very difficult to focus sometimes. It's probably, I don't know exactly what the cause of it is, because I mean, obviously I have bipolar, but I also did a lot of drugs in my youth, a lot of acid, LSD and shit like that. So I don't know if those are the combination of things of why I'm so scatterbrained sometimes. But because I'll jump, like, you guys remember when maybe we were kids, maybe you went to the toy store and you ran and picked up a toy, started playing with it, and then you saw another toy and you dropped that toy and ran to another one. I'm kind of like that kid in the toy store, and my ideas are just like bouncing around in my head. I got this to do, that to do. What am I going to do with this? And then I'm troubleshooting certain things that I'm trying to figure out how to solve. Very scatterbrained. But yeah, so after Death Stranding, Dark Souls is next on the list. The concern I have about that is Death Stranding is, I expect that game, provided it doesn't suck, which I'm pretty confident it's going to be good. I don't know in what way, but I do have confidence that game will be good and very interesting. But it looks like a game that is going to be a long game, like a game that's probably going to take at least a month to complete based on my time and how pokey I am. Which means that, and that's at least the minimum. It might even go over that. So there's a possibility that I might not get to start Dark Souls 3 until mid-December, but I can't see it being any longer than end of December, like the last week or two, to start Dark Souls 3. I don't blame you for that one. I don't think you caught it when I wrote it initially. I just congratulated the devs for this game on a job well done earlier. Yes, I completely agree. I watched the development. Like, they had development diaries of the game, and I didn't watch it from day one because I didn't know about it. I started watching maybe almost a year after they had started it, because that's I think it was on Facebook is where I discovered it. And then I subscribed to them, and I was watching all the diaries, all the motion capture, watching some of the diaries from Melina, the actress. And I was sold. I was sold from, immediately. And you think the wrong devs. Okay. Death Stranding, what type of game is that? I'll try to come back to that. I just want to try to maintain my thought process. So I was watching the game. development quite a bit, and then I went to a gaming conference, and some of the developers were there, and they had an email list, so I signed up for it, and they emailed me a key, and I was just like, I was glad to buy the game. The game was on sale as a pre-order for $5 at launch, at least on Steam it was, and then I think like 2 or 3 days later, it went up to, like after launch, it went up to 19, and then it went to 25 or 24.99, and then I think after a month, it went to, I guess, the normal price of $29.99. I think PlayStation owners and Xbox owners, they had to pay full price, but on PC it was heavily discounted. But yeah, the devs were really cool. Like, you know, I mean, to get a free key, I had no issues buying the game at all. But I bought it for a friend because she hadn't got to play it, so I bought it for her. But here's what's really interesting is, so you buy the desktop game and you get the upgrade to play the VR version for free. But yet you buy a Bethesda game like Skyrim at full price, maybe you get it on sale, and you still have to buy the full version of VR. There's no DLC upgrade where you maybe pay $15-20 to get the VR version. No, you got to pay $39 or $49.99 for the VR version. Same thing with Fallout 4. Both games I own on desktop. But do they want to give me a DLC option to play the VR version? Nope. They want full money for it. I don't buy Bethesda games anymore. I'm done with Bethesda. I don't buy EA games, and I don't buy Blizzard games. I don't want to say I don't buy Activision because I bought Sekiro. So, Skyrim SE for free. Actually, so I bought Skyrim, and then I had to buy the remastered version of it because they didn't want to give me a discount for that, and then I had to buy the VR version. So I bought Skyrim 3 times, and you know what's even sad about that? I have never completed those games because they get boring for me. Like, I can't stay focused. I'll play for 15 to 25 hours and then I'm bored. Amen. Yeah. Yeah, they have been worse lately. I'm sure you heard about the subscription fee for Fallout 76. That was a complete joke. Yeah, I was a dumbass, Janae. I bought the shit 3 times. So, sorry, Janae, I wasn't ignoring you, but like I said, I'm a little scatterbrained, so I try to stay on my thought process. So, Death Stranding, I really can't tell you anything about the game, other than it's an open world. There's free co-op. You do not need to have a PlayStation Now account to play with friends, which is really cool. It's also not a PlayStation exclusive. Well, it is, but it isn't. It is a timed exclusive. So it will be coming to PC eventually. But I'm impatient. It looks really good from what I've seen, so I'm going to go ahead and get it on PlayStation. So obviously I know Norman Reedus is playing one of the main characters, and I love Norman Reedus. You know, I'm not so much as a big Walking Dead fan anymore. I do love all the actors and everybody that has worked on the show, and I've been a big fan of the show for many, many years. But the show, I think, for those of you who watch the show, The Walking Dead, I'm more of a realist, and I can honestly say, I mean, it's not the same. And in all honesty, I would have liked to have seen them just end the show, you know, back at, you know, maybe season 6 or so. I will say my favorite character on the show since season 6 has been Negan. I love Negan. Negan is just Jeffrey D. Morgan. His character is just done really well. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I love Melissa McBride, who plays Carol. She's awesome. Love Michonne, you know, obviously all the, I guess the old cast. It's not, I just feel like, I think if they would have gotten really good writers, then the show probably could have continued and done very well. If yeah, $99.99. But yeah. Bethesda's crazy. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show Supernatural. They're on their final season. I need to catch up because the last season I left off on was the beginning of season 13, and then I got distracted. But I've seen every season all the way up to 13, and the writing on that show, for the most part, is, I mean, if you're into that, of course, is really good. And I've been really surprised because there's been very few moments where it starts to get dry, and you're like, okay, maybe this show should probably consider ending. Maybe that is the case for this last season. I don't know, but Sam and Dean's character in the show, I mean, the writing has just been fantastic. And I think if they would have gotten really good writers for The Walking Dead to adapt from the comic better, I think they probably could have kept it going. Now, I know they did replace I forget the guy's name, the one that kind of ruined the show, as the main writer, and they replaced him with, I forget her name. She's an Asian woman, but her writing has been much, much better. You can tell the difference. It's night and day. The show did improve. But I will say the first two episodes, well, the first episode of, I won't spoil it, of this season was pretty bad. I was just like, this is the first episode of the new season of The Walking Dead. Episode 2 was better. Episode 3 was even better. And usually they start off like really hardcore and do a really good episode for episode 1, and then drop off a little bit on 2, and then a little bit on 3, and then they start adding in filler, and then you're waiting for the build up to the mid-season finale. That's been the trend, and part of the reason why I was kind of, because it got to the point where it was just kind of a waste of my time. Like, instead of watching the show, I would just go online and watch the cliff notes on a YouTube channel or something. And it's sad because you get emotionally invested in the characters, especially after watching for years and years. And then, you know, don't even get me started on Game of Thrones. For those of you who know me, oh God, that horse has been beaten to death. We don't even need to get into that. But it's such a discredit to the cast and the characters and the fans to kind of do them like that. And I can understand if the show's being canceled. That's totally different, because then you got to rush around and try to end the show in a way that's hopefully not going to be a complete disaster. But if you have the funding and you have the time, and you obviously you got the good cast, and you're just kind of still foobarring the show, what's going on? You know, I mean, again, look at Game of Thrones. I mean, that is the worst ending to a show in history. I don't think there's a show that could ever top for having the worst ending. And it's not so much as because of what happened, but how they did it. You know? Just hire Dumb and Dumber D&D and fast track it to the end. Yeah, those motherfuckers, man. They were wise not to go to Comic-Con San Diego. I was so close to going. To Comic-Con San Diego. But you know, I knew they weren't going to show. I knew they were going to show. But I will say this, and not to lecture you younger guys that are watching, because I imagine most of you are younger than myself. We had a horrible ending for Game of Thrones. Okay. And I've heard a lot of negative feedback about the show, and people saying, I hate the show. Why did I, you know, they're angry because they even put in the time to watch it. So I will say this. When I was younger, I was very much the same. I grew up on a show. One of the shows I grew up on was called The X-Files. And The X-Files taught me a lesson. And this is kind of a lesson that I'm going to lecture on some of you guys that I think might be able to be applied to Game of Thrones if you have this mentality. The mentality of you regret watching the show. You'll never watch it again, and you just kind of hate the show now. Life is not about the destination. It is about the journey. And you kind of have to look back, on the journey of Game of Thrones. And if you are able, if you are that angry person and you're mad at the last season or last couple of seasons, and you hate the show now and you don't ever want to watch it again, you're focusing too much on the negative, and that minimizes all the positive that came before it. So that's my lecture and advice. Think about, focus on the journey, not the destination. I'm rewatching it with my younger brother for his first time, though. We currently in early stages of season 5, and boy, is there a dark cloud for me. Yes. I rewatched after season 8, after they, the final blow. I went back and binge watched the whole show all over again. And for me, the first 4 seasons were rock solid.
Boy.
Season 5 is where it started to see a little bit of a fall off. It was still good. I still enjoyed it. Season 6 was like, okay, we're really starting to see, a degradation in the writing quality and plot armor and the teleporting and things like that. And then season 7 was like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm still enjoying it because I think I'm nostalgic because, I love the cast, even the bad characters. And then, of course, season 8 was just like, not just double facepalm, Patrick Stewart, Jean-Luc Picard double facepalm. Yes, I still love season 1 through 4 so far, though. Yes, I totally agree. It's masterful work. Season 1 through 4, every fucking scene, is just fluid. All the dialogue, the monologue, and the acting. Oh my God, it's so, derivative of Shakespeare and the theatrics of it. It is my favorite show still to this day, even though the ending was just totally fucked. It's still my favorite show. Season 6 still had some awesome spectacle in there. Yeah, I agree. I enjoyed season 5 and 6. I enjoyed all the way up till season 8. Just season 6 and 7 were the degradation of the writing and the way the show went really was starting to decline. But I still did enjoy a lot of it. Still looking forward to the Battle of the Bastards. Yeah. So I've tried to speak upon my favorite characters of the show, or favorite character, and I'll break it up into gender. So it's very hard on the male side because it's a toss up for me between Tyrion and Jon Snow. I love Jon Snow because of his bravery, his level of integrity, and him putting others before himself. I love that about his character. And Tyrion, I love because he's witty and he's funny as fuck. And he's brave, and he has a very high moral level of integrity as well. Even though he's a Lannister, he's a Lannister, but he's not really a Lannister. That's just my perspective on it. Favorite female characters. So it's a toss up between Tyrion and Jon Snow. Favorite female characters. I always forget her name, which is bad because she's probably one of my favorites. Probably the tall, short blonde haired night woman. The one that had the one night stand with Jamie in the end. he knighted her, and then he knighted her. The one night stand. Season 7 is not good. Gonna be fun, to watch. There is so much shite that in there that I know goes nowhere and is gonna be fucking boring. Yeah. Brianna of Tarth. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I got data loss. Like I said, I have an excuse. Too much LSD when I was a kid. I have an excuse. Yeah, I love her character. There's another female character. There's a lot of good female characters I like. Arya is definitely a contender for one of my favorite female characters, but I feel like she was neglected a little bit. I mean, there were times where they gave her a lot of attention, and then a lot of times where they just kind of neglected her. So Arya is definitely a contender. Sansa, I'll be honest. I hated her character. She was the only character in the show like I couldn't stand throughout the show. I just did not like her character. And I thought maybe it was the actress. Maybe it's the actress. Maybe she's just not doing a good job. But I'm like, nah, I don't think that's the case. So I started to, watch a few interviews of her, get to know her a little bit more. But she hasn't really had a lot of screen time. But in the end, like when she kills Littlefinger or has him killed or whatever, like when it starts to get to that part of her evolution of her character, it's just like, that was when I really started to like, okay, like, I'm really starting to like her character now more. But I don't think I'd put her as a contender as one of my favorites though still. I know I probably should have said Daenerys. I liked her character, but for some reason she's not my favorite. She's not. I wouldn't put her as a contender as one of my favorites, but I do enjoy her character. Love Emilia Clarke. I think she's a phenomenal actress, and she's absolutely gorgeous, and she's got a hell of a sense of humor. But I think Cersei, even though as evil as she is, I think she just did a phenomenal job, not counting the last couple of seasons, because she was so good at being so bad. But definitely not a woman I'd want to know, even though I've met and known a few of them throughout my life. And that has not been fun. I'm sure I'll think of it eventually. Anyways, let's see if I can get back into it and grab that other rune. It's probably not going to be that long, and then I'll probably end the stream after that. I like to take a little break when I'm doing VR, because I was almost at the 2-hour mark. Yeah, I was at an hour and a half. Because I like to let my eyes readjust. I know people say doing VR as far as research isn't damaging to your eyes. Obviously I'm not an eye doctor, and I've consulted with several eye doctors online, and even my own personal eye doctor before I even dove into VR. I'm not going to say that it does, but just for my own personal safety, and I'll take breaks because I don't want to find out 5-10 years from now, yeah, all those people that were doing VR, they're all fucked. Their eyes are all fucked now, because there are people that will get in and play VR for hours and hours and not take breaks. Take a break. Definitely take a break. Cersei was my fucking nemesis for the whole show, man. So she was doing her. Yes. Lena, I always fuck her name up. Lena Headey, I think is her name. The first time I saw her was on the Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles. That was the first time I experienced her as an actress, and I loved her as Sarah Connor. I was just like, could we get a reboot of Terminator with her being Sarah Connor? Because I love Lyndall Hamilton. She will always be my Sarah Connor. But Lena Headey, she did a great job, you know. But yeah. So yeah, she loved her, even though she was evil as fuck. She's a phenomenal actress. And then of course she was in 300. She only played a small role in 300. And then I mean, there's a few other things that she's been in that have been pretty good. Anyways, let me jump back in. Hopefully I don't have to restart the game, because sometimes it does do that. And I'll be able to converse a little more fluidly with chat. The only reason at the end that I was kind of not responding as much in chat is because there were so many cutscenes and I didn't want to miss out on the first time experience. But now that I've experienced it, not a big deal.